YouTube? It is once again your boy Above Average Code here, coming at you with a video all about what controller settings you should be focusing on to help your reaction time. And let's get it right out of the way here, guys. Obviously, no controller settings are truly going to improve your reaction time as an individual. I am merely here today to help you guys with what controller settings you should be focusing on so that your controller can help you react as quickly as possible. Whether that's snapping to the enemy, shooting as quickly as possible, or what have you, this video is going to focus on all of those settings for your controller that will really make the controller react the instant you touch it. Of course, the reason we're doing this video, guys, is we've done controller settings for aim, controller settings for movement, so I felt it's only appropriate to cover the last bundle of settings with reaction time. If you guys missed those previous two videos, go check them out in the Halo Infinite playlist, but we're going to jump right in here to our reaction time controller settings, and the first setting we are going to focus on, guys, it's not even a controller setting. We are going to focus on field of view. This is the first step to reaction time, especially on controller, because the higher you put it, the more you can see on the screen, guys. So we're going to go to whatever default is. What is that? It looks like 78 degrees. All right, guys, look at everything. So we're going to use this little bird here, all right, on the top of the doorway. I want you to see where it is on the screen on the left there, all right? You see a decent amount. You know, the reticle looks pretty good. Okay. Now, we're going to go up to where I just was at 120 degrees field of view. And as you can see, we could see much more of the screen. So my first tip to you guys, if you are not already on a decent field of view that you're already comfortable with, raise that. The more you can see, the sooner you can react, guys, because where I have this enemy on my screen here on the right side, as you can see, you wouldn't even see that on the FOV I showed you earlier. So the more you can see, the quicker you can snap over to him and start shooting him and hopefully win more gunfights, guys. Now, next up, we are going to talk about aim acceleration and sensitivity, because we already got out of the way how you can see the enemy sooner. Now we're going to go over how to snap over to the enemy sooner. Now, sensitivity, guys, horizontal and vertical, that is obviously how fast your screen moves when you move the look thumbstick or the right thumbstick. So, obviously, the higher the sensitivity, the faster the screen is going to move, guys. Try to find a sensitivity that you're comfortable enough with aiming, but also where it does not sandbag you if you are turning and snapping to enemies. If you are snapping to enemies really slow, like say you kill one and then you're snapping to the next one, it takes a while, guys, that's going to be very detrimental to you in your gameplay, especially in ranked. You need to be able to snap over to enemies as quickly as possible and then try to get that first bullet as quick as possible. Now, if you're doing larger snaps, you're spinning 180 degrees, or you're realistically just trying to turn around as you traverse the map to take on enemies faster, guys, this is where aim acceleration or look acceleration is going to come in. The higher you have this value, the more the slow turn is reduced. If you notice whenever you play Halo, guys, when you're doing like a 180 spin, let's say, you don't have the max speed instantly. It's not like Call of Duty where it's one consistent speed. It like goes slow for a second and then it speeds up. That is look acceleration. The lower you have this value, the more slow turn you have before you hit that max speed. The higher you have the value, the quicker you get to that max speed. So personally, if you want to be snapping to targets faster or spinning around, like maybe you have an enemy behind you on a point and you have to turn around faster, guys, I recommend having this value higher on a 4 or a 5 setting. Now, of course, controller settings, it's different for everybody. It's whatever comfortable. Don't just copy my settings. They may not work for you guys. Again, with sensitivity, find something fast enough where you can snap to the enemy quickly, but slow enough where you can still control your aim and you're comfortable with it. And then a look acceleration, guys, again, this will help you with turning around, kind of traversing the map. If you're jumping above and you have to look down at somebody, all of those things. So if you want to react faster and snap to targets faster, guys, you're going to focus these 3 settings, and I recommend going on the higher side. So if you feel like things are a little slow, you're having trouble with reaction time, and that's probably why you may be watching this video, I recommend putting these 3 settings perhaps a little higher. And finally, guys, it is worth mentioning for the look thumbstick, your dead zones. This will play a very, very small role in how quickly the stick reacts, but if you have a bit of a dead zone that's too large, or perhaps your controller's a little bit older, your dead zones may be a little wonky, guys. Personally, I have a brand new Xbox Elite 2, or at least a fairly new one now. I've been running it for months now, but you want your center dead zone as close to 0 as possible, or as low as you can without stick drift. So if you have any stick drift, guys, say your cursor is moving like this all the time, then you're going to want to gradually tick that up a little bit and get it as close as possible. But ideally, as close to 0 as you possibly can get it, because the lower value will be much more responsive. A higher value increases the little circle around the stick where the stick is not registering. So if you were to put this value all the way up, guys, basically when you make that first little move with the stick, it's not basically registering the movement. So you want this as low as possible, because the moment you touch that stick, you want the cursor to be moving. And then finally, guys, if you really want to get technical about it and you don't have trigger stops are the thing that it basically stops when you push the trigger down, so that you don't have as large of a throw and you can shoot faster, is basically what it comes down to. You can actually play with the outer dead zones for the triggers to kind of make it register higher up on your stick, so that it'll just register you pulling the trigger faster. I mean, I don't really recommend screwing with your trigger dead zones if you have if you don't have any issues, but this is something that can kind of make your triggers respond that much faster. But again, I've said this in my past trigger dead zone videos, guys. If you don't have any issues, you really don't have much of a reason to change these too much. But it is worth mentioning that you can probably simulate having trigger stops even if you're playing on a regular controller. Personally, the Elite 2 has trigger stops, so I just use those, and it works pretty well. All right, guys, so just to recap, FOV, the more of the screen you can see, the faster you're able to react to the enemy. And now going down to look acceleration and sensitivity, the higher you have these values, the faster you can move the cursor around the screen and the faster you can turn around, such that you can snap to that target much faster, therefore helping you react, get that first bullet, and hopefully win more gunfights. And then finally, guys, dead zones. You want the look thumbstick to react like a brand new controller, so make sure you have your dead zones dialed in. I have a ton of past controller settings videos where I go more in depth on dead zones. Feel free to check those out, also in the Halo Infinite playlist. And guys, when you put all that together, say you're sliding around here, you barely catch a glimpse of the guy, you're able to snap up as quickly as possible, work on getting that first bullet, and then hopefully hit some perfect medals, win more gunfights. Personally, guys, I'll give you one little tidbit here. What I like to do is in Academy Training Mode, I've said this in a million videos, put on 2 enemy bots and wait till they're both in sight, and then work on killing the first one and then snapping as quickly as possible to the second one. And this goes outside of controller settings, guys. Doing this drill alone will vastly improve your reaction time. Because the more you practice, the more you're going to get better at just snapping. You're going to know how far you have to move the reticle to get that first bullet. And eventually, it won't even feel like you're stopping the stick. It'll just be muscle memory. You'll just snap over and just instantly get that first bullet. And let me tell you guys, that will be so huge in gunfights, no matter what game mode you're playing here on the game. But anyways, guys, I really do hope this stuff helped you a lot. Let me know if I missed anything down below, or if you have any tips on reaction time. What do you guys do to improve reaction? What do you guys do to win more gunfights and get that first bullet? Whatever tips you have, guys, leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to leave a heart on it, and hopefully other people will see your comment and get some help out of not just my video, but also whatever you guys have to say. Yeah, guys, just go around, do this drill. But keep in mind, controller settings are not going to truly improve your reaction time. Only practice will. And then those controller settings are just going to make it easier for your controller to help you react. Because obviously, when you press a button, you want it to just feel crisp. You want it to react as quickly as you can. But that does it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Tons of Halo videos lately. A lot of live streams. We've been doing Halo and Call of Duty. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Leave a like on the video as well while you are down there. It helps out so much. And again, I already said, leave a comment. Let me know your tips. Let me know your questions, whatever you guys got for me. And of course, channel memberships. Feel free to buy one. $4.99 helps out so much. But please don't feel like you have to, guys. Just watching the videos, enough thanks for me. But guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.